Hi YouTubers. I'm gonna be walking through some good games that I have every once in a while. And games that basically games that I think people could learn stuff from. And this will achieve a couple of things. Okay, number one, I'll be able to link it to players to learn stuff, obviously, as I just mentioned. But also it'll help me kind of warm up like ideas that I should continue doing through the day. Because for example, I just woke up, so I might need a little refresher on like what's proper. Which it kind of sounds silly, but it's like a mental warm up. I might not be so prepared for like splitting after lane phase, and I might just try to group up and like fiesta with people. And hopefully watching these videos will also help me in that regard. In that specific regard. Anyways, this game, as you'll probably see from the title, what ends up happening, let me pause right here. I'm not going to be pausing too much. Okay, I'm going to hope that these videos are not longer than the games themselves. But, so I'm just going to be going, as the video goes, I'm going to be talking about things, okay? And hopefully I'll be able to remember what I was thinking, and if not, we'll be able to, like, review it together. So, what ended up happening in this game was, or the key things for me, is that number one, I'm facing a Lux mid. I really don't like Lux mid players. It's like, I'm curious if I should refrain from my language, from using like harsh language, but I don't like Lux mid players or Anivia players because it's too safe. Okay, it's too safe. It's like honestly newbie, right? You're just last hitting, and you're literally just hoping that the enemy mid laner like messes up, because that's all these champions can do, right? It's Lux mid, Anivia mid. All they can do is work off of the enemy's mistakes of like a bad roam, and then they just get shoved in, and then Lux and Anivia stay mid. They just shove and then they stay, and then they shove and then they stay here, right? They can't do anything, so they have to work around, the enemy mid laner making a mistake and then landing a bind or a stun, Anivia stun, and then receiving a gank or whatever. It's so newbie. So anyways, I'm facing a Lux mid. He's also spamming emotes, so that also maybe like want to win this game a bit more. But the key factor, the name of this title probably, is the fact that I went and I ganked top, and I think it was a pretty good rotation. And my Cho'Gath didn't engage like he should have. not like I thought he should have, but like how he should have. Period. And then I ended up tilting in that one little play, even making a horrible play. And then I was behind, but I still ended up coming back and carrying this game. So I just want to walk through why that is. So those two things: how to win against like an absolute noob champion mid, and also when you're tilted and behind, how to come back into the game. And this is specifically regarding Qiyana, okay? Because this champion can do a lot of things that other champions in the mid lane can't, right? Like roam a lot. So if you know where to be, you can abuse your game knowledge. That's why I really like Qiyana. Anyways, here we see Jarvan gank level 2. So all I'm looking for here, okay, is to ward my blue, because my jungler's topside. If I can ward our blue, then he can obviously counter jungle. And that's really all I'm looking for. And this also ends up being a super safe play, because Lux ended up hitting me mid lane. My mid lane minions ended up aggroing to her, which ends up slow pushing to me. So if I roam here, and it's slow pushing to me, Lux is going to miss some minions, more than I'm going to miss. So this is actually really huge. Like, this is really, really good. Not huge. This is really good. It's just fortunate that I ended up rotating at this time, okay, that she hit me. So I ended up warding the blue and basically enabling my jungler this game. Okay? So this guy's still chasing me. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that he was. I don't know if my W was up. So I toss a ward. He can't evade so freely. He ends up ganking again. This is, by the way, like Masters, or yeah, this is like Masters / GM. Anyways, yeah, he's spam emotes, so I'm like control 4ing him, because this guy's never landing abilities, man. I find facing Lux players, I find facing Karthus mid used to be so much fun for me, but the champion's not meta anymore. Yeah, I don't know, dude, this guy just sucks, man. I hate Lux players so much. I'm sorry, I don't actually despise this guy, okay, or dislike this guy. I mean, I just hate the champion, dude. I hate when people do when people play it. I don't like them, okay. Pushing to me, that's great. He's missing all his abilities. I'm using double to juke them. My goal in lane here is to just not get hit by abilities and get XP and the little bit of gold that I can, okay? The longer I can stay in lane with getting little bits of XP and gold, the better. Because once I end up getting Tiamat or mobility boots, then I have an advantage over Lux. But currently in the lane, no matter how big my brain is, Lux is going to have the advantage in this lane. So I'm not trying to do anything big. So again, I'm just trying to let it slow push. I end up getting the first rotation here. I think we end up chasing still, because yes. Yeah. I flashed there just to secure it, get it done with, you know? Maybe I didn't need to flash. But, you know, maybe he walks over here, smites, kills, whatever. I don't know exactly how long the bind from Rengar is. My laugh might actually be a little bit annoying in this game because he was spamming emotes at me and it was just so annoying, man. This guy was dancing and like, he must have been all chatting too, but I've muted all chat, now I chat, which is absolutely amazing for me. I'm going to be here because let's see how much gold I have. This is not the important part, by the way, the amount of gold that I have, because this is super Qiyana oriented. What do you press X? Okay. I have 1,400, so I ended up getting Mobies. Oh, right. This is the total. So I ended up getting Mobies. Okay. Obviously, a huge power spike for this champion. If you look at mid lane, it's probably frozen. Yeah, and or pushing towards me. So this is pushing towards me right now. Before I even get to lane, because this is still pushing towards me, I'm trying to do something on the map, right? Because if I roam here and I get a gank off, this is a gank that fails, okay? But if I get a gank off here, look, Cho'Gath literally has to like flash auto right here or something, man, or just do something, bro. And I like, holy shit! Yeah, I tilted. I tilted. Anyways, yeah, this guy, I don't know, man. Okay, look, that's my fault, kid. My Cho'Gath might have like absolutely shot the bed there, but I let myself get tilted there. So if the play did work out though, I would have been able to come back to lane and catch a wave. Catch the wave, okay? So it would have been pretty worth the trade of like roaming before coming to the lane. Because it was slow pushing to me. I had Mobies. What do I end up doing here? Okay, I guess I end up hard pushing. I have Mobies, right? So I want to roam as much as possible. Nothing's really happening. I really like this pink ward or any pink ward on the bot side of the map usually for early game because the dragon's up. I just think it's a really good idea to control, to get as much work out of everything you can in the end. They end up surviving here, but Lux blows her flash. Pretty good, pretty good. So Lux has now flashed. She exploded over the wall. She's low HP. I'm gonna shove this in and then go B, right? Like whenever you can on Qiyana, you're gonna be wanting to hard shove. I'm not sure if this is a Qiyana guide or I think it is a Qiyana guide. This is probably a Qiyana guide because not a lot of champions will be able to do what I do in this game. Actually, no champions. Qiyana is very unique. Unique playstyle. So my top laner is getting like zoned here from CS. Shen can obviously go last hit that and then try and kill him because Cho's gonna miss all this CS. So I go and save my Cho'Gath, my Cho'Gath. I end up taking the CS from him because he I don't know. I mean, he's not gonna carry anything, right? Mobies. As soon as I get my team out, I'm gonna be going B. Oh, I guess I'm going for double longsword. Okay. If I go back mid and I catch this wave without a cannon wave, I'm gonna have to back right after it, and I'm not gonna be able to shove it in super hard because Lux is here, or like super fast. So then I'm gonna be stuck for the next wave as well, and then I'm just stuck not going B. That's why I opted to go B here for double longsword. So I'm still behind here. Let me just cough for a second. My God. Okay. So, I'm still behind here, right? My bot lane's losing. I'm losing mid lane. Top lane's losing. Some things that I have to look forward to is what I'm trying to think of. And that is that once I get my Tiamat, I'm going to be able to roam even harder. I know that this Lux player, and this is somewhat weird. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to tell you to be looking out for players that you'll be able to beat later on in terms of like how to play mid to late game. As in, I'm saying that I think I'm a better mid to late game player than this Lux player, just because of how sloppy he's playing this early game. That's what's going through my mind right now. Is like once I get my Tiamat and my items, if I'm playing like macro after the lane phase properly, then I didn't want him to W or flash, so I just flashy. Anyways, yeah, I get my Tiamat, and I know I'm gonna be able to like out macro this Lux just because he's playing pretty poorly. So I'm still losing in mid lane CS, but as you can see, I am like much more effective in this game. If my Cho'Gath didn't tilt me top lane, I guess I wouldn't be behind at this point. But I guess that is why I made the video, because I tilted and ended up coming back. So I'm just hard shoving here before I go and contest this Herald with my team. Like, bruh. I don't say bruh. I just want to say bro and at the same time. This Cho'Gath. I thought this was supposed to be a video about how to carry after you're tilted, but this might end up just becoming a video of how bad this player is. Yo, this guy literally just had to right click here. Oh my God, man, just right click. Just press your mouse and the like. Holy shit. I didn't even notice that, man. Okay, we end up securing some kills. I'm immediately thinking, shove mid. Hard shove mid, go B again. I think I can pick this plate up too. I'm somewhat though. So I'm probably not even planning to go for this initially because I'm pretty right? And I don't know Flux 1B. But anyways. Oh my God, let me cough. So, what I have going for me this game is my champion has the good ability to push mid pretty fast when there is nobody there and roam, right, because of my mobility boots. And my jungler is Rengar, which means that we have pretty good pick potential, okay, like 2v2, skirmishes, all that shit. So I'm really trying to abuse that. I'm not sitting mid lane and, farming against the Lux player, because that's what Lux's advantage is, right? Lux's advantage is sitting mid lane and farming. Like, she can't roam like Qiyana. So there's no reason for me to not be roaming. I'm glad he gives me this blue. Nice. I'm just hard shoving Tiamat, I'm definitely gonna roam after this. So again, I have Prio over the Lux. That's a pretty big ult here. I mean, actually, it's not. Like, I know that the Qiyana and Jarvan interaction is actually kind of silly. So you'd think that with Jarvan ulti, Qiyana's pretty strong. But if you're sitting in the middle of Jarvan's ult, you don't even get hit by it. And people are usually in the middle of it. At least Jarvan and allies are usually in the middle of it. Or Jarvan is. Sorry. Jarvan is usually in the middle of it. Because if someone's walking around the circle, Jarvan's auto attack is like within range to just auto them from the center. So, he doesn't even get hit by the thing. Tristana gets hit. It's not a bad ulti though, it's definitely like necessary, I guess, maybe. Okay, these are small, like, kind of micro things I could work on. Like, I could jump into them in the pit and then push them against the wall, and that's the play that you're looking for, but anyways. Mid-Mia. They're like spamming in this guy. So, like 4 minutes ago, my whole team was losing, right? I get Moby Boots, I get double longsword. Lux isn't able to contain me because he's playing a little sloppy. If the enemy mid laner is playing properly, you can actually do quite a bit to stop something like this, like a huge snowball. Like, this game was so free only because their mid laner honestly was just playing sloppy, right? Like missing all their abilities. I end up roaming with full HP like every single time. Yeah, I don't know. This guy was just playing bad, so I was able to abuse it. And that's what I was saying is like, I felt confident even when we were behind that I'd be able to carry because of the mid lane diff. So anyhow, yeah, I mean, I obviously back here. Staying after that turret would have been way overstaying. I have an Umbral Glaive now, Red Trinket, which is like the most disgusting combo in the game for like a level 9 champion. So OP. So I'm always going back to mid lane after my CS. I should have gone bot here, right? Because my ADC is already here, but I'm carrying this game and it's solo queue. I don't really care too much to give my teammates resources unless it's like clear that they can help carry. So I just pick up the bot wave, the mid wave, and then I'm gonna rotate the bot lane. After this dragon, I'll be pushing bot lane instead of mid. Or top lane, right? I'll be pushing either top or bot. We'll see. So I'm just chilling this bush here, trying to pick off this Lux, because I know I used Red Trinket, and also this thing's not proccing. So I have a free pick if he comes too close, but I'm just waiting, right? It's not worth it to give away my position. Right here, I can literally remember. So this game was 13 hours ago, but I remember seeing my Rengar walk up topside here, and thinking, okay, he's literally walking towards red / wraiths. Like, this dragon's like super gone. But I'm chilling, you know. He ends up turning a bit. I have ulti in a couple seconds. I grabbed the wrong element. I think I actually would have killed Draven instantly, but yeah, we ended up getting a nice little pick here. I'm chasing this guy because I just this is like a more personal thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Turret plating will soon fall.
I can't believe I could have killed him here, dude. Look at this guy. No sums. He's just sitting on. Like, he doesn't even walk down here, man. I actually could have killed him. I remember when I turned the wall, I was like, wow. If I would have been ready to, like, actually engage in there, it was, like, such a free kill. By the way, I know that this VOD is somewhat all over the place. My next video will probably be similar. But I'll do, like, a quick number of, like, notes for people that, A, want to skip the video, and B, didn't really catch everything. At the end of the video. So I'm going to be here. Okay, look. This is one thing I want people that are looking to like climb, improve on, okay? This is specifically, I guess, okay, I'll talk about it in terms of all roles. I was going to say specifically mid lane, but when I go B here, okay? Where do you think I should be going? Right, top, mid, or bot? So 100%, like 100% the answer is bot lane, okay? My top laner is top. My bot laners are mid, whatever. This lane is just absolutely empty, so I have either decision to group with my team and Fiesta for no objectives, nothing is spawning soon, or go back to farming bot lane, shoving in the wave, catching CS, and on top of that, the enemy team, I know for a fact, will be doing the thing that will be doing the opposite thing that I'm gonna be doing, which is grouping and fiestaing, right? So they can either group and fiesta or they can continue 1-3-1ing or farming or whatever, right? Which obviously they get clapped at this point in terms of 1-3-1 because we have Qiyana with Mobies and a Fed Rengar, right? So we're really good in like the little 3v3s and 2v2s and all that stuff. So they don't really have a choice here at this point. But they're gonna end up fiestaing, right? And I know that in solo people do that very often, so it's gonna be like it's gonna be much better than what it should be. The play of just going bot lane and hard shoving and then roaming or like farming jungle camps is going to be way better because the enemy team, it doesn't matter what elo you're in, are probably going to be fiestaing at this point in the game. Okay? Like right after lane phase, no one's chilling out and just like going back to farming. Please tell me I end up going back to bot lane. Am I getting some vision control right now? Okay, I saved my teammate, great. Okay, wait a second. Okay, maybe I go top lane. It's the same kind of call. My Cho'Gath was like super low HP. I don't know what I was thinking exactly in the time, but it was along those regards. Also, I'm gonna be permanent roaming, right? Because I have a Humble Glaive, so I can literally just you know, make sure the enemy has like 0 vision all game. It's kind of insane. Like, there's definitely some huge pointers here after the game that I'll summarize for you. Because little things like this, like the splitting instead of just continuing to Fiesta, like I could have ran around with my Rengar and been like, yo, let's 2v2 everything. Or let's go get picks all day. Like, we could have done that, right? Probably would have gotten some kills, but it's not the right play. You know, I'm gonna be missing out on a lot of XP and gold, and I'll be, you know, falling behind instead of just keeping my advantage. Hard shoving and then roaming. So, the number one goal in this game right now is get Herald. Okay, there's no dragon coming up. Herald's the only objective. And yeah, there's no, like, I don't know, there's actually nothing in this game that would be above Herald. Okay, so your number one play when there's only one objective on the map should be working on how to either get that objective or what to trade off for when the enemy team is taking it. So if you're the enemy team here, I don't think your goal is to try and contest this Herald. You guys are already losing very hard, okay? There's no plates left on the map. You have a Lux you can clear pretty well. You guys have pretty good anti-dive, right? Pretty good anti-dive comp. So they can just be looking to how to counter this Herald, okay? So probably toss some wards around, like here, maybe here, you know? Just looking for where the enemy team is going to rotate. aka us. Okay? And shoving out side waves. Like, shove this out, push another mid wave because we're going to be doing Herald, probably like 3-man or something, 2-man. Just to secure it. And get someone to farm bot lane. But let's see what they do. Because there's no way they're getting this Herald. They might as well do something else. Oh my god, that was sloppy.
Shut down.
Anyways, yeah. This game's kind of over, but there's still like the last third segment of the game, which is closing it out. So I was contemplating catching the wave here and shoving it out, but I know that the waves are gonna freeze here anyways once they meet. This is a silly death. It's very greedy. This push here ended up getting me another long sword, which is like not worth it at all. I ended up giving it to All-Star though, so this ended up working out. 700 gold. Ends up working out. So, before I spawn, I want to explain something. There's like a really big part of the game is being at the right place, right? So you can set yourself up to do well instead of like being caught in between 3 enemies and having to try and what's the word? Use micro. Just make flashy plays to like get out of the situation or win. Okay, so what I mean by like being at the right place is like in what lane do I go to when I spawn? Which area do I go to? Do I try and clear wards before the dragon's coming up? Okay. My team got Herald. That's good. But even if Dragon and Herald were up, Dragon's the number one objective here. So if we can 5-man against their 5-man, we 100% win this fight. But we're not in the right position. So this probably ends up being like a little bit dangerous. And I'm thinking, you know what? Honestly, well, I think I remember saying this to my team, like, yo, it's fine if we give this. Because this game's going to end before they get 4th Dragon. And or they're not going to be getting the 4th Dragon. Like 100%. And I'm not saying give the Dragon, I'm saying it's fine if it goes away, right? Yeah, I'm just going to skip that fight again. This video is not really about the fights, it's about where to be. If you want to see a more micro oriented video, it's gonna be the next one where it's gonna be a Rise video. So there's a lot more micro or flashy plays, should I say? There's like a word I'm looking for. Mechanical video. Yeah. I'm just getting like a little bit of how do I say? The Lux player tilted me early game, man. Not tilt, not like play tilt, but like emotional tilt. Is that a thing? Just like pissing me off. Oh, you get some of that here. Oh shit. Yeah, so I don't know. Pretty good video. Pretty good game. But I'm gonna quickly go over the things that you can learn from. Okay. Number one, try to always get the wave slow pushing towards you. Okay. A very, very small slow push like this is perfect because I'm able to roam around. Okay. It doesn't even matter if you're playing Qiyana. If this Lux got a slow push like this, like I was slow push towards her, she could do the same thing. Roam and maybe ward my rates, because missing 1 or 2 CS for vision on where the enemy jungler will be, like if he gets a really good ward. Like for example, this ward is really damn good. Just placing the ward here and watching the blue, because Jarvan ganked level 1 or level 2 is great. Right? Like that's a perfect ward. Lux roaming, if it's slow push towards her, is a little iffy, but it's still doable. So always try to get the lane shoving towards you, not because you can roam, but because you have the option to. Okay. If things are going on, then you can leave the lane with the enemy mid laner or enemy laners, and you know, be like safer in terms of the trade. Do I have W here? No, I didn't have W, so it's not that I like messed up. So anyways, yeah, have a slow push new, okay? Number 2, if you tilt, stay in the game. Let me see if I can summarize that point a little better. Oh, actually, number 2, as a mid laner, look at what the advantages and disadvantages of your champion are compared to the enemy, okay? Like, for example, this Lux, okay? It's a ranged champion. It's a poke champion. Maybe he has corrupting pot. I don't know. It's a ranged champion. It's a poke champion, okay? And I'm Qiyana. Qiyana level 1 sucks. Like, absolutely sucks. Level 2 gets, you know, better. It gets survivable. Because you can WQ... You can toss Qs for CS, literally. Like, you have corrupting pot and biscuits. Well, you should have biscuits in your runes. So, level 2 get a little bit more survivable, but looking at the advantages and disadvantages of this lane, it's completely fine if I'm getting out-CS'd. Okay, like completely fine. Like that's how the game is supposed to go. All I have to do is make sure that I'm not missing, you know, a CS that's easy to land. So a couple of keynotes is make sure you're not missing really, really easy CS, because you need gold to get your Mobies, right? As soon as you get Mobies, you can start coming back in terms of the matchup. Same thing at Tiamat, okay? It's like pretty big power spikes. So land the free CS. Also, don't take like half of your HP for 1 or 2 CS. Like if you have to go up and catch 1 CS, but when you do that, the enemy is going to chunk all their abilities on you and land them, most likely. Don't do that. Just sit back in XP range and don't take, you know, huge chunks of HP for 1 or 2 CS. It's very pointless. Like that actually ends up losing games for a lot of people, right? Only because it also leads into tilt and all that stuff. So and let's see what else. This is slow pushing to me, right? I'm trying to freeze. I end up tilting top lane, okay? But even when this game is completely like everyone's losing. And this is a really bad death, by the way. Like Shen getting ahead in lane, like kind of sucks because he's not really a lane champion, right? He's not weak. He's actually pretty strong sometimes. But him getting ahead kind of solidifies the pick, right? Because all Shen is supposed to do is like split, match the enemy top laner usually, and then just ulti towards his team. So if he's able to get that little bit of advantage, it solidifies like the style of play that you're trying to do on Shen. So don't tilt, because games are always winnable because solo queue is the way that it is, which is the enemy is always going to be making mistakes. Okay, if you're focused and the enemy team is not as focused as you, it's actually a pretty big advantage that you have over them. In terms of being focused, what that means is like being able to, you know, split after lane phase is over. instead of just perma fiestaing, because if you split and you shove waves into turrets and you're constantly getting XP and gold over the enemy laner, and the enemy laner is just fiestaing and maybe getting a kill on your team or two, you're winning the trades, right? Like, it doesn't matter what your team is saying, and they're flaming you. Keep splitting after lane phase, right? You can't be letting those like huge waves constantly just die to turret. Okay. So that's what happens if you stay like mentally strong. Like you will eventually have the opportunity to come back over the team, because they will for sure make mistakes after lane phase. People overvalue lane phase. So yeah, she's going B. I don't know if I see her go B here. I mean, I probably don't. But anyhow, yeah. LS calls this like a cheat back, right? I don't know if this is exactly what a cheat back is, but this is pretty much the concept. Oh, I ended up roaming. If I pressed B here after hard shoving, and I came back to the lane, this would have ended up slow pushing to me, right? Because these minions would have taken time to kill mine, and then the wave would be frozen again, like right around here. Maybe even just right here. Yeah, and then it would have slow pushed. You can't really do it against Lux because this champion uses all her abilities, including her ulti on the fucking wave. Honestly, those are kind of the key notes. It's only a couple of. See, the thing is, it's pretty important to note that it's only a couple of things in the league, or a couple of like general ideas that you can follow. And if you just stay calm and follow those rules that you've set for yourself, the game becomes so much easier and less stressful. Right? Like, you can either choose here to be super stressed and be like, oh man, this game's like 50-50. I gotta try so hard to win this game. And you know, you're stressed out, you probably play worse on stuff. Or you could be like, well, you know what? I'm doing okay here in lane as Qiyana. The only way that it's really easy to not throw this lead, and that is just split and push waves to the turret until I roam, or before I roam, after lane phase. So let me actually reiterate that. I can keep my lead here like 100% of the time in this game if after lane phase, when I'm splitting the side lanes, I hard push the turret before I roam. And that sounds maybe obvious, but like pushing all the way to the turret instead of maybe shoving and letting it freeze here is like huge. You just constantly do that. Oh, another big point. If there's one objective coming up, okay? If, for example, okay, Dragon's gone here and Herald's up, like the only thing you should be trying to do here is secure that Herald. I mean, if you're the winning team, obviously. Even if this game is more even, okay? No matter what team you're on, you're trying to secure the Herald here, and that's it. Okay, that's the only thing you're trying to do on this map. You're not trying to 5-man a lane and push one turret, okay? So whenever a Dragon or a Herald is coming up, like set up for that prior to it coming up. A big tip for supports is like 1 minute and 30 seconds prior to a Dragon spawning. Let's say you're red side. Okay, let's say you spawned here. 1 minute and 30 prior to a Dragon spawning, and this is not the first Dragon, maybe not even second. But 1 minute and 30 prior to the Dragon spawning, come here and ward up around the Dragon's walls, and then go B and reset your ward at him. Okay? Because that means that for the Dragon fight, your team is going to be able to position better, which is obviously massive in team fights, in order to secure the Dragon. And if you're able to secure these big objectives, especially since League of Legends is like a Dragon meta game nowadays, yeah, you'll just be able to win the game so much easily and like so much more easily, and you won't have to think as hard. Okay. So whatever objective is coming up, only prepare for that objective. Okay, that's like your #1 goal. Yeah, and that's pretty much it from this game. I mean, there was some like micro outplaying, but the reason I really like Qiyana is because once you do get to get really good at these like small ideas of League, you know what should be happening, and where people will be going, and how people will be messing up most likely. I think Qiyana is the perfect champion to be able to abuse that, because with the Mobies, okay, Last season I hit Challenger on one account in jungle as well, playing Moby Boots like tanks, okay? Moby Boots first item on tank junglers. And the reason I was able to climb so high and actually so fast is because I knew where to be at the right time. Does that make sense, right? If Dragon's spawning, I know that like the enemy team is going to be trying to set up around it. So I'll be able to try and go and defend it, okay? Moby Boots really allows you to abuse your game knowledge if you're able to like get it properly. Well, I've been in Canada for like so many years, my English kind of sucks. Moby Boots really allow you to abuse your game knowledge, okay? So if you can just stay calm and have like a general idea of how the game is supposed to be going, like for example, I 100% lose lane here to Lux. Once I get one item, I try to abuse that because that's my advantage. Lux can't roam as much as me, right? Those are like some general ideas. If I could just stay around those ideas and not, for example, try to 1v1 Lux pre-first back, that'd be like the stupidest thing to do because all it does is give risk for like throwing the game. If I could just stick to those key notes, then I have a really good chance at winning the game because number one, I'm playing properly and sticking to the plan, and number two, the enemy team and other solo players, 100% or not 100%, a lot of players are not sticking to the plans. Okay, they're just fiestaing and not having any game plans. So you'll have the advantage of not only being prepared but also the enemy not being prepared. Okay. So yeah, Qiyana really like allows you to abuse that. You get Yomus too. You're like, if you know exactly where to be, you're always in the right place at the right time. Okay. Yeah. So that was a pretty good video. I summarized a couple of things there at the end. In case you didn't really catch them through the video. But I'm also, I guess, going to be like writing it in the description. Just like the keynotes in case someone doesn't even want to watch the video. Because this ended up being longer than the game itself. I'll try and make the next video shorter. My bad on that. I hope you learned some things. And yeah, best of luck in the Rift. And don't forget to drink your water. Okay. Bye-bye, YouTubers.